Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. What I've learned is that people need to pay their own way. So let's jump in. A lot of times what you'll find from a narcissist, and as much as we talk about narcissists out here, it's not just like there's just a few of these people that are narcissists. If there's at least 10, 20, 30% of these individuals are narcissists, and then you got others that are really weak in the faith of doing the right thing, then they can be used as well. They would be most of the time very narcissistic, on the cusp of being a narcissist. But what you'll find in these relationships that you're coming out of, they have this Jekyll and Hyde mentality. They come in sweet and then they turn upside down. Then they sabotage, destroy, steal out from under you, smear you, and steal your energy and leave. And they steal all your vitality. What they're doing is they're stealing your fruit, your 9 fruits of the spirit, so they can walk around and seduce people with your energy. You're the one with the value. They don't have any value. They gave it up when they decided to sacrifice it for the false self, and they made a deal with some negative energy that they let in and control them. And that negative energy, like I said in a past podcast, God's people emerge. And what I meant by that was that we put hard work in, and when things need to be done, well, there's really not enough of us today. But God, He's already raised you up, but you're kind of hidden. And He's got to bring certain things to light to trigger you into emerging. I hate to use the word trigger, but to spark you into emerging in who you are and what you need to do, your purpose, your life's goal, or in time when He wants to use you. But what happens in the situation with the narcissist, they're Jekyll and Hydes. And there's a lot of, like I said, narcissistic type people that are on the cusp of being narcissists. I say on the cusp because they still have the opportunity to change. They still have all the pieces that they need to reverse whatever behaviors they have. But they've gotten so close to the border of testing God's grace that they're very close to losing it. And those are the type of people that can be used a lot, that you get used a lot. They can't be trusted either, because it's almost as if when people are heavily in their ego, they can be used. Almost as if something could jump into them, use them, and then jump back out or something like that. And I feel like that's kind of what happens to narcissistic type people on the cusp of so close to losing whatever fruit they do have or have the ability to obtain. And they need to be careful. But the narcissist is somebody, and these individuals are people that hibernate. They hibernate dark energy, and it emerges when it's necessary. It doesn't emerge. It just comes out of hibernation. But see, they just act. They put the fake facade on, what they call the fantasy or the illusion. It's more like the illusion for people that don't necessarily know them in a close relationship, but more of a fantasy. I guess it's the same, but it's more of a fantasy for the love partner, because they're deeper into this thing, and it becomes more of a whole landscape that they believe. And when you let people that are heavily narcissistic or narcissist back into your life, this stuff comes out of hibernation. A lot of times where you learn about who a narcissist is, or heavily narcissistic people, and you know that they're not good, you can be convinced for a long time that they've gotten better, they changed. And as soon as you allow them back into your space, see, they want to connect to your energy again. People that become close to you, that you allow in through covenant, contract, and consent, they attach to your energy. And that's what they're wanting to do. Because once they attach to your energy, they become corded up again. You have to do it by allowing them into your space. People can come into your space, try to, but if you don't consent to anything and you don't give them a whole lot of information, any meaningful information, then they can't take advantage of you and they can't court in because you're not consenting to it. You're just armoring up, being cordial until you can get away. Unless they push the note and you have to come out of being cordial. Because we all have free will and they will test it, and they will then, if they can't get through in a cordial way, they will try to bully. The other thing that they do is they like to come in when you're doing well, when you're succeeding and recovered. See, they don't like when they've been with somebody in the past, but then they've recovered and they're doing much, much better. They're shining like a star, like a bright star. And you're the truth. I'm the truth. You're the truth. I'm the explorer, y'all. And you can't hide from me. If you keep trying to invade my space, the sun is going to shine light on all of your darkness. And there's a lot that I know that I haven't revealed about certain instances and cases, waiting for some inquiry to come so I can express this, but it hasn't showed up yet. We are almost like God's officials on the earth, man. We are here to officiate things in the spirit that's not been uncovered yet. We have to bring light to the dark places, the lies, and they will try to come back when you've recovered, when you've succeeded, when somebody has the papers to your inheritance and they're sitting in their home and they're trying to forge signatures so they can withdraw, hypothetically, right? Which they've been doing without contacting you already. Any other evil deeds, some that haven't been brought to light, and we have to bring them to light. We have a job out here. We're also visionaries, but you can't let somebody back into your life, because what they try to do is get back into your energy and court back in because of your empathy, and you might have had a soft spot for them. And if they can continue to come back into your energy and court up to you from that soft spot, there's ways they have made you feel bad for them, or feel like they are a victim, or they have been used, and they do put themselves in usury positions a lot because they're greedy, they're jealous, and they lack a lot of common sense. It's almost like you can see potential in people, but they don't see it themselves, and they don't care. And when they get used, they come back to you. They may come back to you and try to borrow money, try to get back into your space, try to get back into your life. And when you've learned the lesson, then they'll try to glam up and try to put all these glamour spells on and come at you. Or come at you with a group of people or something to try to bully you into doing something. You stand your ground. God got you. Because you already know what's behind them. And you already have to know that behind that Jackal is a hide. And when you least expect it, they're going to come out again. And what they do in the end, first they feed off you as much as they can. But when they know that you got caught on, and if you didn't learn the lesson quick enough, then they're going to come back in one last time and have you really set up to take the fall for something that you have nothing to do with and you know nothing about. It can be so engineered in such a way that it would almost have to look like you did it. You did something, because there's been so much time and thought and evil intent to put into it. It's like these individuals, if you go to their house, or if you see what they do outside of, maybe if they even work a job, everything is a wreck, because all they do on their off time is focus on evil deeds and how they can set people up their whole time. And then they're like, well, why isn't things working out for me? Well, maybe things aren't working out for you because you spend all your off time thinking about other people and how you can destroy them. And then when it doesn't work out, you think that you deserve for it to work out because you've invested so many thousands of hours into the takedown of them. So you also feel as if, just like any narcissist does, once they've dated you, they feel like you're their property. You're their object. They own you. And they don't own a damn thing. They don't even own themselves, because They have given their birthright up to something that's in control of them, and existential, meaning every problem is going to come from the outside, is what they've been taught. They never look inside because there's nothing there but darkness, and they're afraid to. And the longer they do this, the worse they feel about looking inside, because they know how evil they are. And it's very concerning to them, because they're not only a failure, but they also know that they have no spiritual authority to do anything good in this world. You're supposed to come into this world and to leave this world, this earth, knowing that you helped it out. You helped individuals more than you hurt them. That you did something good. And when they have to look inside, when they're forced to, it's because they had a narcissist, not just injury, but a collapse. And when they have one collapse, depending on how toxic they are, they may have collapse after collapse after collapse, especially if they did things outside of what God put into the foundations of this world. That you are not ordained to go past these laws and rules that He placed, but through witchcraft they push it. And they keep pushing it, and then they get real sick. They end up putting themselves in the ground because they're doing things so evil that it comes back in negative health practices. And through their lusts that are completely unable to be controlled. And they like to blame you because they are cursed now, and they like to put it on you because they're cursed, because they tried to curse you so bad that it's coming back on them. Nobody told you to try to curse me and to get all of the evil backlash, blowback that comes to you. Your reward is going to be 10 times the evil for the evil that you try to put on somebody else, especially when you're going against the laws and beyond what God has placed for your negative reaping to be, for the consents, contracts, and covenants that you agreed upon. You know, you got to reap what you did wrong. If you let somebody in your life, that's why it's hard to get away from these individuals, because you do have a price to pay, because you consented to it originally, and at some point you knew it wasn't right, or you were already in the wrong by making covenant with somebody when you should have saw the evil, or to be drawn in by the lust. And because you did, you have a price to pay. Whatever price you have to pay, and you had to pay for it on your own. Nobody was there. They laughed and mocked at you for the evil they placed upon your life when they stole your jewels, they stole your fruits, and they walked away with your energy, your fingerprint, your energetic fingerprint, your identity. And they abused that. And they called you ignorant, dumb, and stupid. And they mocked you. They were very arrogant and evil. These are arrogant people, entitled people. They feel entitled to walk all over you, but you've changed. And when you change and you boss up and they can't touch, they think you still the same old person, but you ain't. People repent, y'all, and people learn their lessons, and God anoints them to do greater things. And when He does, and those fools come back, they only hurt themselves. They shoot themselves in the foot, and they can't stand with all their competition. Competition is what unalives a narcissist, when they get into heavy competition with you and you're not even in competition with them, but you're succeeding. You're leveling up. You're looking good. You're doing good. You got fat pockets and that fly gold, y'all. And they just keep pushing the note, and then that stuff starts to negatively reap on them. A lot of times they be trying to do these destiny swaps on you and steal your identity, because it gives them a lot of power for them to manifest great things in their life for evil. And when you turn it down, all these people could come against you, a whole group. And what they didn't tell this group, maybe, is that all their sicknesses and all of their lusts that they can't control are because a couple individuals got a group of people to come against you, to destiny swap for themselves. Nobody narcissist or narcissistic cares about anybody, not out of love. And then they try to do it again. Let's get together. Let's just get the group together. All us now, we're all sick, and they'll be blaming it like you're some witch or something. They're the witch, and they're getting their own spells cast back on them. It's called the return to sender, which means you transmute it. You grow from it. You glow from it, and you get strength from it. And it goes back to them, and they all get sick, impoverished, and all the light is shined on their dark places for all the evil deeds they did. All the stealing, the theft, the money laundering, the all the cases of them forging people's names, all the people that will end up being outed for helping them. And that's why you have different departments in say governments, because maybe the local departments are totally corrupt and in on it. But then, man, when let's say like the feds come in, well, they're holy people. Maybe they doing the right thing. They ain't in on it, and they take over. They start sifting through this. And sometimes, man, you got good people out there. That's why I always say, don't just hate all police officers or federal agents. You gotta just, I shouldn't say hate, but you want to dislike the evil people doing a job. But in the spirit, if you're working for the Lord, you wearing a badge too. So you got to do the right thing. I love y'all. I hope this helps somebody out there. Till next time, Soul Jump. Peace. We out.